Hello, Resurrection. It's October the 16th, and I had my little, you can see my little fireplace behind me there. I had it going for a little while this morning for the first time this year. I'm part polar bear. I love the cold weather, and I am tickled to death that it's cooling off. And Middle Tennessee is the only place I've ever lived that has four seasons. And I enjoy it very much. I love living in Middle Tennessee. I don't know why you'd want to live anywhere else, although y'all quit telling people that because they're all moving here. Uh, well, so I say that kind of tongue in cheek, but the Church of the Resurrection is growing, and one of the reasons that the Church of the Resurrection is growing is because Middle Tennessee is growing around us. But that's not the only reason that Resurrection is growing. One reason is because you all are some of the finest people that I know. I think people can tell when they walk in the door at Resurrection that we love each other. And when you walk into a place and you can tell they love each other, you want to come back and be part of that. And I think that's why people continue to come back at Resurrection. But another reason that we're growing at the church is because we've been praying for that. It leads me to think about prayer and what prayer means. The Bible is very clear that God wants to hear from us. He wants us to pray, and when Jesus prayed, there were several parts of the prayer that he prayed, that model prayer, the Lord's prayer that he taught us, and it started out with telling God that we understand who He is. He is our Father in heaven, and telling Him how much we love Him and that we understand that He alone is worthy of our prayers and our praise. Hallowed be even your name, even your very name is holy. Telling Him that we want to do things correctly, we want to do things the way that He wants us to do them, and then to be honest with him about what we need and what we want. Jesus goes on to tell him what it is that we need and what we want. And Paul tells us that over and over again. He says, "Let your petitions be known to God." God wants to hear from you, and He wants to know what you want. And that doesn't mean He's not the genie of the lamp. It doesn't mean He's going to give you your wishes. But it does mean that sometimes He's just waiting for you to say, God, these are the things that we need, and I know that you're the one who can provide them. I have faith that you're the one who can provide these things for us. And we've been praying for that growth at Resurrection. I've been praying for that growth, and I hope you have been too. And as I was thinking about that today, that we're seeing that growth and that we had better thank God for it because He is the one who's provided it for us, and we've been asking for it. And so we have to say thank you when he gives it. But that's not all we've been asking for. That He's poured out on us. I made a little list this morning, but we've been praying for young families as well, and we're seeing young families coming, more young families than we have seen since before COVID. We're seeing younger families walking in the door, and we have to thank God for that. We went to him and we said, "We're a small parish, and finding a really top-notch dynamite musician is going to be difficult for us to find." And lo and behold, Mark Ring walked in the door, and and knowing that a parish this size, it was going to be really hard to find quality youth ministers, and the Bledsoes step up and say, "We'll do it," and are doing a fabulous job with it. There's no way in the world a parish this small can afford a children's minister. But not only did we find a dynamic children's minister, but we were able to afford one as well. I have been praying for years that we will find the perfect finance team to just to get everything organized and aligned at Resurrection. I'm not a finance guy, so I depend on other folks to do that for us. And I don't know if many of you have met him yet, but last year, Les and Judy Smith walked in the door. Les comes to us from the Diocese of Arizona and has been involved in uh, in parish finances most of his life, and is eager to get in and kind of reform the finance team for us. And I'm so grateful for that. There are not many things that when we get serious about praying for them at resurrection, that God has not, does not, and has not provided for us. Um, and these are not these are not subjective things. These are, I can tell you what we've been praying for, and I can show you what the answer is. And if you've ever doubted the power of prayer, come and talk to me. I can show you some things that have been happening around the parish that would probably put your mind at ease about that. Y'all talk to God and tell him what you need, and tell him what the parish needs. Not because he doesn't know, but because he might just be waiting for us to say, God, we trust you enough that we'll hand it to you, and then we'll step back and have faith that you'll provide for us all the things that we need. Our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. He always does that, but sometimes he's waiting for us to tell him that we trust in him to do it. That's why he wants us to make our petitions known in prayer. Y'all talk to the Lord and tell him what you need. You might just be surprised at what he will do for you. A regular Wednesday night tonight, where I think we do have some schools that are still on fall break, but most everybody in Williamson County is back now. So we'll be back to it tonight, and we'll be back to it on Sunday morning. I love you so much, and I will see you then.